Okay, hi, I'm back again. Um, sorry, I have a text message. Well, I guess it would make sense to share my story of my daughter and my family. So, I'll start off by saying that I think I got pregnant in January or February of 2010, and everything was fine. And well, from a previous pregnancy, I knew that I was diagnosed with having an incompetent cervix, which is what they pretty much told me. It's where your cervix phases and thins out, and pretty much causes premature labor. And the only way to fix that is through a surgery called a cerclage, um, which is what I had, and my doctor recommended me doing. So I went ahead and had the cerclage last year, and I think when I was 14 weeks. I think it was in March. I don't really remember. And everything was fine. I pretty much had to be on bed rest or couch rest the whole entire time. So that was pretty stressful and not so much fun at all. So that took a bit of adjusting. But by July, by middle to end of July, my stomach was really hurting me, and they told me to pay attention to any cramping and stuff. So I went ahead and checked myself into the triage or whatever at the hospital, and got checked up and everything, and they said that my cerclage was fine, everything looked fine, but it looked like I was having a little bit of contractions. So they gave me, I think it's called Buterol. I forget what it is, but I'm sure y'all know. And it's to slow your contractions down and to take them away. I guess it's like a huge mega dose of caffeine, apparently. And I just remember laying there and feeling really, really, really jittery. But it did. It took my contractions completely away. And then they sent me home with medicine because I had a UTI, which is pretty much why I was getting contractions. And later that morning, I didn't get home till 4 a.m. And later that morning, about 3 hours later, I woke up and my water had broken. And so I told my fiance, and we rushed back to the hospital and told them, hey, water's broken, I don't know what to do. So they checked me in and got me in a room and everything. And I was on bed rest for 2 weeks in the hospital. And it was a horrible experience. It was awful. I hate hospitals in the first place. I've never been in a hospital until I was pregnant, so I hate them. And I hate being poked and prodded at and asked a million questions. I just hate it altogether. But yeah, so I was laying there for 2 weeks, and my water was broken, so that made for no fun. And on top of it, I was not allowed out of the bed to go to the bathroom or shower, so that made for a lot of interesting moments. But during that time, they talked to me about some of the outcomes, what could potentially happen to my baby, what couldn't happen, what every week and every day pretty much was a huge step for me in my pregnancy. So I remember every night just thanking God that, okay, I made it to, 29 weeks, and it was frightful, but at the same time, I felt like everything was going to be okay in a weird sense. So, I guess to make it short, on August 6th, I started getting really, really crampy and having really bad back pains and stuff, which I knew from a previous pregnancy that I get back labor really, really, really bad, and it's just excruciating pain, and I just knew what it was. And so I called my nurse in and told her you know, I really think I'm having contractions. And she was telling me, no, 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 you know, it's probably just like gas pains or something. Like, all nurses try to make everything okay. Like, no, that was not the case. I knew that I was having contractions, so they hooked me up to the thing. And I guess they were like so small that they couldn't like read them on the monitor out front. But a few hours went by, and around like I think midnight or like between 10 and midnight, my nurse came in and was like, "Okay, yep, you're having contractions," and that was really, really scary for me because I was only 29 weeks at that point, almost 30 weeks, and I was so scared because I did not want anything to happen to my child. Like, I was not ready to have her yet. But they wheeled me down to labor and delivery, and I laid in there for like a day and a half pretty much, just in labor, like having contractions and everything. And finally, they gave me why can I not think of the word right now? An epidural. And hold on really quick, my daughter's climbing. Peyton, what are you doing? So yeah, they gave me an epidural, and like that felt a lot better and everything. Well, long story short, my daughter was born August 7th, the next day, and I had made it over the hump, and I made it to 30 weeks. She was born at midnight. So officially 30 weeks. And I remember them telling me, you know, we need to hear her cry or scream or something, because that's a good sign that her lungs are at least partially developed, if not all the way developed. And so that was like my main concern. I was very nervous about that. But they had given me some steroid shots while I was in the hospital.